The Prime Minister has his say on the sewage woes on the South Coast. That's our top story in our Barbados Today evening news update for Wednesday, January the 24th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. A long-term solution to the South Coast sewage crisis is on the way. That's the assurance from Prime Minister Frandil Stewart, who says his government is not taking the vexing problem lightly. In fact, he told the island's business leaders at the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry luncheon today that he has secured assistance from the Inter-American Development Bank to comprehensively tackle the problem. Stewart said extensive testing and evaluation have been ongoing since December last year, and he received a final report today, which will be sent off to the IDB for its evaluation.
Well, even while that is happening with the IDB, at the Water Authority and through the Ministry of Health and so on, we're trying to put some mitigation measures in place in the short term. But I am aware that as happened with the plant when it was being built, no smile returned to anybody's face until all the dust was gone and until the plant was functioning. And smiles are not going to return to people's faces until the problem is solved and people can get on with their lives. And that is what we are committed to. So we are committed in the short term to some mitigation measures wherever possible. But when all is said and done, the country needs to be assured. The Inter-American Development Bank is involved in this. We have reports. The matter is being evaluated. They're experts in this area whose wisdom and whose insights we have to take seriously, and therefore on whose wisdom and insights we rely.
More from the Prime Minister's address in today's edition of the e-paper and in our 7 a.m. news update tomorrow. Cut out the pranks. That's the stern warning from Education Minister Ronald Jones to the island's student. He's not amused by the recent incident involving a 15-year-old schoolboy who lit the hair of a female student while they were at a bus stop among peers. Speaking at the reopening of the Edna Nichols Center in Boscobel, St. Peter this morning, the minister suggested it was a silly prank gone awry that was not at all funny.
Foolish pranks must be removed in the system, and you can't see these things as jokes because it had to be set up because you saw being videotape. So you just don't quickly get the videotape when you hear the click of the lighter. Over here. I mean, I can't go too much deeply into the matter because obviously police will be involved, and I can't create a prejudice if you're involved. But careless pranks can be about disaster. And many our students have to be careful of the harm that they can do to others because the resulting effect is also harm to yourself. And we need to encourage parents to speak to their children every day before they leave. To observe the rules, observe good etiquette, good manners, good behavior. Love each other because there's nothing wrong in sharing and giving love within the school environment.
In other news now, the two men charged with the January 6 aggravated burglary at Golden Sands Hotel have been remanded to Her Majesty's prison at Dodds. 22-year-old Hakeem Zoe Isaiah Robinson of number 2 Bartlett's Tenantry, Sergeant's Village, Christchurch, and 22-year-old Akeem Ricardo Bourne of 5th Avenue, Wildy St. Michael, and 385 Emerald Park West, St. Philip, appeared before Magistrate Elwood Watts in the Oistins Magistrates Court this morning. They're facing a number of indictable aggravated burglary charges. Now, Robinson is also accused of possession and trafficking of cocaine and cannabis. The pair will appear before the District B Magistrates Court on January 29th and at the District C Magistrates Court on January the 20th. They will also return to the Oistins Magistrates Court on February the 19th. Professor Sir Henry Fraser is urging the country to get on with the business of introducing a national health insurance plan to help rein in the crippling health costs in this country. He made the call while the Senate was debating the National Insurance and Social Security Validation of Benefits and Contributions Bill. Sir Henry says there has been enough talk on the matter, and he's suggesting that the National Insurance Scheme is the perfect vehicle for such an initiative rather than the introduction of a comprehensive health insurance scheme.
If we were to utilize our NIS administration with some modest expansion, we could fund our health services by repeating the example of the national drug levy. We could initiate, for all those who pay income tax, a very democratic process of funding the health services in proportion to the income generated by individual Barbadians by creating a drug levy of 1 or 1.5%, which would fund especially the Queen Elizabeth Hospital with little administrative costs by simply expanding the staff of the NIS scheme. That money could be paid in just as employers pay their NIS. It could be handled in the same department with a little bit of expansion of staff. It would be very low cost in administration. It would fund our health services as long as it was streamed into that particular cause.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
In regional happenings now, Bermuda's controversial move to ban same-sex marriage is to be debated by the British politicians next Monday. The new David Burt government is first awaiting a decision by the Governor John Rankin on the Domestic Partnership Act 2017 that was designed to replace same-sex marriage with civil unions. The legislation was passed in Parliament last month, but Rankin is yet to give it royal assent and sign it into law. Same-sex marriage has been legal in Bermuda since the Supreme Court ruled in May last year that it was discriminatory to deny gay couples the right to wed. The move has sparked international headlines, with some suggesting that Bermuda will become the first country in the world to reverse marriage equality. And now to the big story on the international scene. Former world-renowned sports physician Larry Nasser, who treated top American Olympic women gymnasts, will spend the rest of his life behind bars. The disgraced doctor was sentenced to 40 to 175 years in prison after more than 150 women and girls said in court that he sexually abused them over the past 2 decades.
I just signed your death warrant. I need everyone to be quiet. I still have contempt powers. I told you I'm not nice. I find that you don't get it, that you're a danger. You remain a danger. I'm a judge who believes in life and rehabilitation when rehabilitation is possible. I have many defendants come back here and show me the great things they've done in their lives after probation, after parole. I don't find that's possible with you.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.